Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
I mean, thank God the mother's coming home soon.
Hey, listen, moms need their days off too, you know?
Out of state?
Well, your niece and nephews?
Yeah, I was busy watching my nephew today, and I told him that if he was a good boy, that he gets to watch Raw with me. And then we watch Raw, and then the first thing is the John Cena, Cody Rhodes thing, and then so of course like, don't say that word, please, for the love of God.
They were going off on each other.
I mean,
it is weird watching John Cena curse.
Yeah, both of them.
And it's also like the perfect timing for that because it's like I've been telling him for like, oh, John Cena's the good guy, and then he does what he does, and it's like, never mind. Your uncle lied to you. Way to go.
Hey, Cena was getting pops though.
I mean, you can't help it. The fans are fickle. That's the phrase of the millennium.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Fickle fans, yeah.
You're so fucking fickle. But anyway, we are here once again with another episode of History and Headlocks. I am Mike. I'm joined by my co-host Ariana, and we are joined by BMF Goddess. Welcome.
Welcome, y'all. Thank you for having me.
And
thank you for joining us.
You're here for a special episode because we're going to talk all about the females, all about women's wrestling, about the good, the bad, the bold, the beautiful, sometimes love, sometimes disastrous. I don't know. Sometimes legally pimping. Oof. Once we get to that, it's going to be a very interesting topic. But before we start off with that, I wanted to say a few things before we go with the episode because we did miss a week of recording due to just the weather and everything, personal stuff going on. But I did want to give a shout out to Homicide, who is now happily retired. Just want to say thank you, Homicide, for everything that you've done for the last couple of years and for everything that you've done in the wrestling business. And I do unfortunately want to send thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of Vince Steele because that news caught me by surprise with his unfortunate passing.
Yeah.
Well, just wanted to say that for all his friends and family. Thoughts and prayers go out to you. And I don't know if Ari met him in person, but
I've seen him work, but I haven't met him. I didn't get a chance to meet him in person. No, not personally.
Yeah, guys, I know you have a personal connection. You know,
Vince was a friend of mine. Yeah.
Man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just one of those where the news caught me off guard, and I was like really, just bad things happen to good people, which is a phrase that I think all of us can relate to with a lot of things going on in our lives personally. But just like I said, thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. But from the episode this week, women in wrestling. So, I usually like to go Ariana with the open question. Be like, what would be my question for you is, what's it like being a female wrestling fan in a world dominated by mostly males?
It has its ups and downs, I guess. I mean, on the upside, as a woman watching wrestlers, Some of them are nice to look at, right? I can't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I watch it for the action and the storylines, obviously.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to the women, it really hasn't been until maybe the last few years that it's felt good to watch the women in wrestling. You know, uh, 20, 25 years ago, watching women in wrestling was just like deflating
Yeah.
because, you're right, because they would just objectify left and right, and they could be extremely talented, but nobody really ever acknowledged their talents, but more their physical appearance or lack of physical appearance for some of them. It was always a comment about that.
Right. Because there have been many female wrestlers who have behind the scenes spoken on how Vince was and
Mm-hmm.
how he did not particularly favor people he felt was unattractive to him. He
Correct.
had a type, we know that. We've seen them, and he's not here no more. So this is Triple H's reign. Thank God.
As the male in the room, like, yes, thank God.
Yeah.
Even as a teenager growing up, I used to question why women's wrestling was such a joke.
Yes, absolutely.
So when it came to when was it? Hold on. When it came to WrestleMania 32, 2016, when they finally announced the relaunch of the women's division from divas to superstars, I was like the happiest ever.
Right.
And things have only gone up from there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because I remember that time too, gosh, where it was like, we're gonna embrace the era of the female athlete. I'm like, where the hell have you been? Like, do you not watch like UFC, sports, like anything? Like, women sometimes were kicking the men's asses in those respective sports and
Or
fields.
even within the wrestling industry too, because you saw the women in Japan killing it left and right. You
Exactly.
saw women even in the indie scene doing their thing, and I would feel really bad back in the day watching women in the indie scene, busting their asses training and wrestling, and it's like, where are you going with this?
Right. I
If
mean,
you end up in WWE, you're just gonna be a piece of meat.
right. I mean, there's a reason why you brought in talented women like Asuka, Tony Storm, Io Sky, Kyrie Sane. Like, there's a reason you brought them over, and it's not just based on looks too. There was something you saw that you said, "Wow, we can make money off that."
You would
Which,
think.
yeah, I mean, and is it? I don't want to say like is. I'm gonna try to phrase this in the best way possible, but when I have two women in front of me, and people could be like, "Oh, you lucky bastard," and I know. But it's like, is it easy money grab to promote women and just say here? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't think that. Like, put a bunch of hot women on the TV screen, and we'll make the money. People are gonna tune in. Guys, the men are gonna tune in. See the women in bikinis. That was their mentality.
right.
All right.
See, I enjoy looking at women as much as I do men. Probably a little more, to be honest. But at the same time, I only cling to female wrestlers like Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair. The ones that don't come just to be pretty. The ones that come and you feel a presence, like, okay, it's about to go down.
Exactly.
That's the
Right.
best. That's the best feeling, knowing that it's us repping. Like
Yeah.
nobody else could get down the
Yeah.
same.
That's how I felt, 20 some odd years ago, watching Lita and Victoria and Ivory. These were women who
China
were
was my girl
in
because
China. These women
she
came
did it
in,
all.
right,
She
and
took it
they
away.
they were legitimately talented in the ring. That they were trained. They were gorgeous women, but that shouldn't have been the main goal with them. The main goal was to see them be in action in the ring and showing the world what they could do. They
Right.
were legitimate powerhouses. And a lot of times, unfortunately, they were overshadowed by the Tori Wilsons and the Stacy Keeblers and whatever diva that they wanted to bring in that was, just there, like you said, just
Not even
people,
nearly as good.
right? It just we're there for people's, eye candy. That's it.
When somebody, I'm sure somebody referred to this shoot if you said where pretty much it was Johnny is looking through a catalog and saying, okay, you could be the next star, or I could put
Mhm.
you on TV and you can make some money for us. It's like, okay, that's a weird philosophy of saying, looking through magazines and saying, oh, look, she has boobs, let's put her on TV
Right.
and say, fuck it.
Yeah, and sometimes they, yeah, sure, they have boobs, but did they have personality?
And 3 months in, we'll ask them, are you a fan of wrestling? And we'll see what the answer is.
I have a good example. One of my favorite female wrestlers is Shayna Baszler, and
Mm.
on the Triple H's role in NXT, she was killing it. She was running NXT, and as soon as she got called up to the main roster, and this was heard by wrestlers, Vince was not feeling her physically,
Mhm.
and this is where he put her back down here. And ever since then, what's she doing? Like, she's not bossing it the way she was before. And that happened with a lot of talent once they came up. It's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I just started to question why are you even bringing them up? Let them keep running shit on NXT then.
Right.
It was definitely one of those weird things because that was the year they did the NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown, and Shayna Baszler won the main event. She beat Bayley and Becky Lynch clean,
Hmm.
in all three, and then she loses the title to Rhea Ripley, and then the new year she gets called up and she turns into a vampire, biting Becky Lynch's neck. Like,
She
what?
should have had that title for a while.
Right, and then she had the match with Becky, and then Becky went off to have her baby. But that was like one of those weird pushes. But definitely, she's one of those people we'll talk about later, as far as standing out. But we have to start at the beginning, where unfortunately we got to talk about the not so fabulous Moolah,
Mm.
because in the 1930s, when professional wrestling existed in the USA with early pioneers like Mildred Burke and Fabulous Moolah. Now we could talk about Mildred Burke, but I think we're going to have a lot to say about Moolah and everything
Mhm.
that's been revealed about her. So, I mean, guys, you're the guest. If you want to start on your thoughts.
Mae Young was a bitch.
Mm.
Y'all know the story about Mae Young, right? When
Sure.
Yeah.
she was fucked up. She did girls dirty in the locker room. I don't like. She's definitely a pillar. She's a pioneer of women's wrestling, but the shit that she did backstage, most people
Mm.
know about. She was just backstab, like
Mm.
fucked up type of shit.
Wow.
And you're talking about Mae Young, not Moolah, right? Moolah, right?
No, yeah. Wait, am I saying the right one? Oh,
I think it's Moolah, you mean.
Mula. Mae Young was the one that had the baby
Moolah,
with
yeah,
the
Yeah, the
hand.
hand.
yeah.
Okay, you're right. I'm saying the wrong one. I'm talking about Mula. Yeah.
Yeah, she was awful.
Because I don't think nobody really knew the extent of what Moolah did
No, of course not.
until like a
Later.
Reddit post years later, and then the Dark Side of the Ring episode where they had a bunch of
Mm.
the women who came on, and I mean, you thought men were horrible. It's like when she became one of the boys
Yeah.
in the worst terms possible.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like, and this isn't just in the professional wrestling industry. This can happen at any business when a woman, especially if it's a male dominated industry where a woman may have some sort of power, or she feels like, all right, I have control here, and then other women come in, you start seeing that first woman start to act like, no, this is my territory, and will try to actually put other women down.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation working in tech for many years where other women would actually treat me like I'm a nobody or an idiot, just so they can get over on me. So at that time, I'm sure not that many women were around like that. She felt like she had to do that, and and then for her, being in control of them was basically pimping them out,
Yeah.
which
Big
is
Tony.
horrendous.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things for Moolah's case where you see her, it's like, oh, look at this, like fragile old lady, like
Yeah, right.
could be like, but it's like that thing where like if kids like see a cartoon character in real life and then they take the mask off, it's like some very disheveled looking man that's smoking cigarettes or doing weed in the back, and you're like all your hopes and dreams just go away in
Right.
that moment. Like
Yeah.
when the fabulous Moo is not so fabulous, like oh really her?
Hmm.
It's like why?
Yeah, it's almost like you don't want to talk about it because it was so disgusting to hear the stories that came out about her. But at the same time, like,
It kind of disappointed me.
yeah, it was like, what? Like, who would have ever thought?
You don't have to treat other people like shit or be a piece of shit to get where you want in life.
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
And it's one of those things where she could have set a better example of like you're teaching women who want to be a wrestler and you're being an inspiration for them, but then you're extorting money from them. You're using their bodies against their will for half the time.
Yeah,
And I was rewatching the Dark Side episode on her on Moolah,
Yeah.
and some of the women sounded like they're like somewhat like they wanted to say thank you, but it was also like they knew it was all bullshit.
right. It's hard to say thank you when you were objectified sexually, basically sexually trafficked by this woman.
Right.
Like, how can you say thank you? Like, yeah, sure, I got work, but to do they look back and think to themselves in hindsight, was it worth it?
Yeah.
You know?
My name's a professional wrestling thanks to you, but now they know what I had to do,
Yeah, that
type of
was
thing.
a horrible sacrifice. I mean, I remember watching Luna Vachon's episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and how they spoke about how Mula did the same thing to her in her very early days, and she was just a kid. I think she was barely out of her teens when all this happened, and you could see how it affected her.
Yeah. It's traumatic.
Yeah, yeah,
And then for Moolah, we talk about how she in the mainstream is recognized as like the longest reigning women's champion for like what 50 years at that point, or that was the record. And
hmm
and like politics always played a role in it. There was either she had the belt for just for the sake of having it or for promotional businesses. But then once you got to the WWF, Man, it was pretty much at that point where women's wrestling skyrocketed with. And we
Yeah.
talked about on our previous episodes when Cindy Lauper came into the mix,
hmm
and that uh, um, um, outside media presence was being felt. Where like Moolah wasn't around then, but or like wasn't in the spotlight because I think it would be a good nugget back. It's probably thank God, but it's also now like it's Cindy Lauper played a much bigger role than people seem to downplay it nowadays. I think at least they don't at least give her the flowers that she should.
Yeah, yeah, because she brought a lot of young eyes onto professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was more of the, like I've said in the past, like they're wrestling in a smoky arena with a bunch of men smoking cigars and stuff. And then it's like, okay, now it's more exposed, more younger eyes are on it. Kids are watching, teenagers, young adults, men and women are watching it because Cyndi Lauper was a huge star at that time, especially amongst, the female fans.
Yeah.
So pairing her up with like Wendy Richter was a smart move.
And give Lindsay Richter the rub too.
Totally.
I mean,
And she
she's
was
like,
young and beautiful at the time. And they would give the rub to an old lady like Moolah at the time? No.
well,
That
hell
wouldn't have made
no.
any sense. No.
That's one of the things Wendy Richter could say at conventions. Like, I had with Cyndi Lauper in my corner at WrestleMania, the very
Mm-hmm.
first.
Oh, yeah.
It's also when you look at Cyndi Lauper, like small, fragile woman singer, and just in the land of the giant men.
She was tough as nails.
Right. It's like when you see promotional pictures of like her and Hulk Hogan and Mr.
I know.
T, it's like holy shit.
She could probably kick all their asses, though.
Right. And then like around this time, all the women are training to become professional wrestlers, and then when around the late 80s, 90s, they did have a championship. You just wouldn't know it maybe if it was on the shows, but
Right.
like you had Sherry Martel and Rock and Robin who would be the champions. singing the national anthems for WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like nowadays, like Charlotte Flair singing the national anthem before WrestleMania? You'd be like, wait a minute, she's in the main event later. Why is she singing the national anthem?
Should be in the back parent. Yeah, that's just weird. I think at that point, Vince had no kind of motivation with women's wrestling. Like he wanted to eliminate it altogether, which he did.
Yeah.
He did eventually drop the whole women's division in the late 80s.
And then he had a thing for it again in the mid 90s with Alundra Blaze, Medusa, Trailblazers in their own right.
And that's all they had. They only had like 3 women wrestling. That's like, what was the point?
But it's also weird because you would have, Alundra Blaze, and then I remember watching the old pay-per-views, and they would acknowledge like, oh, they had a match in Japan.
Like that exists.
You know Japan exists.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite wrestling promotions.
New Japan.
They've never treated women that way.
Not at all.
They treat wrestling like the sport is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's a bucket list for me to go to Japan and watch wrestling.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's definitely different from the American style. I mean, everybody always refers to the match with Asuka against Minoru Suzuki all those years ago. When she was a young girl, I'm gonna say young girl, but she was like starting up. But it was like still young in the business. And Minoru was just like, "Oh, you're one of the boys." Smack, punch, fucking chop. It's like no restrictions. It was like you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
Absolutely.
And then but we get into the mid '90s, and there was you had your wrestling here in the States, or somewhat wrestling in the States. If you had to go outside of it to watch pure wrestling, over here you had women where this is when I feel started to be about eye candy when you had women like Sunny and Sable walking around. And even ECW with Beulah McGillicuddy walking around as well. I mean, guys, I don't know what your thoughts about that, but where it's like the contrast from if you go watch overseas, if you trade tape and you see wrestling from overseas, and then over here it's like women are just the sexy women coming on elaborate dresses, bikinis, somewhat half naked. I don't know, depending on your company.
Right. Yeah. Right.
The puppies.
The puppies.
It was like creative had to be like, we need to find a word where we can't have the fans chant titties. So let's just call them.
It's so weird.
It was, and it was like almost kid friendly. Which is kind of creepy. Like, oh, little kids are gonna be like puppies, and it's like
wow.
Joe Law is definitely kid friendly.
He loves them kids, little young blonde kids.
What did Paul Heyman say to them during that debate? It was like how's the playgrounds in Louisville, Jerry? He was like, ooh, too soon.
Ouch.
But it's like you can say there was some wrestling around during this era, but not very technical.
I mean, I'll say like in ECW, the women got very physical. Even though they may have been getting tossed around half the time, but at least they were actually. You had to get some kind of training, right, to be able to take bumps through tables by Rhino or somebody. So, at least they had.
Tommy Dreamer would give somebody a pile driver, and the woman's dress would be up, the tits would be hanging out, and the underwear would be showing, and
everything.
EC fucking W. It's like my hero.
I mean, at least they had the women get physical, unlike in WWE where they just walked around parading in their bikinis at ringside or whatnot. and unfortunately bringing in some of the women like bringing Jackie in, who was killing it, and then they had her doing all the bikini contests too.
Right. I mean, they even had Luna Vachon do bikini contest, but you know what? I give her credit when she at least tried to play off her gimmick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this shit.
Or she come out with a cool ass chain embellished bikini. The goth bikini. That shit was dope.
So then, in this era, we had your typical big boobed blonde bimbo looks.
Mm-hmm.
Some ethnicities around some, maybe it was just one, but then they just decided they found gold in China.
Yes.
Big jacked up woman who then pretty much all three promotions proceeded to find lookalikes, knockoffs.
Yes.
I mean, Nicole Bass,
Mm-hmm.
Asia, and WCW. I'm not gonna say she's a knockoff, but she stood on her own because of just her personality. But Jazz and ECW, but
Mm-hmm.
she kind of fit that big muscular woman thing.
Yes.
But I mean, when China was first introduced, I mean, they threw every word.
As a kid, I thought she was transgender man.
Right. Yeah. Me too. Me too.
Right. Where
I
commentator,
mean,
the commentator made you think that because there'd be like that big bionic woman. They'd be like,
Mhm.
and then you guys look at the dictionary. What does that mean? Like,
Right. Yeah.
are they calling her a slur? Like, what are they doing?
Right.
Because China was just very manly looking, but
she kept her build, but throughout the years, she kind of evolved a little more woman looking stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. And it's crazy when you see like the images of her prior to getting into wrestling, when she was just doing like the bodybuilding before she met Hunter and Sean. And she looked feminine though at the time. I don't know what the difference was. Maybe it was the dark hair and the way they had her dressed, always in gym clothes.
Her jawline was,
and that jawline.
I know she did something to that because that was it was brolic. It was
she
incredible brolic.
I think she did the surgery where they cracked the jaw and they took a piece out and then they like reconstruct it. Because she had worn braces for a long time because they got to break everything down. I've seen people go through that in person and it's like,
crazy.
Because she debuted in '96 and then by 2001, completely new woman. Where it's like, if you would have showed a picture like this is what she used to look like, people are like, no.
Yeah,
it was drastic.
Yeah.
But let me ask each of you this, and give for your opinion. Like, would you say the business made her kind of go down that route where it was like, because like again, commentating would throw out these lines, be like she's manly looking, or like is she even female?
I think that was a personal.
As
a woman, I think it was a personal decision.
I think so. Like, yeah, I got to meet her after she had all that work done when she had a book signing at WWF New York. And she was like the softest, kindest, sweetest, most feminine woman I have ever met.
Yeah.
Just everything, her persona, her aura, she was just a flower of a woman. So sweet. So I could only imagine like being such a feminine woman and then getting into bodybuilding and eventually her body developing the way it did. There may have been moments where she looked at herself in the mirror and said, this isn't me. Like, I want to be more girly, like all the other girls are here.
Yeah.
And decided to go and, get her enhancements done, which, hey.
It's like my girl, Jordan Grace. She still looks, feminine. She's just more brolic now.
Yeah.
She's dope.
Hell yeah.
It's definitely the case for China where you wish like some of the boys are not like in her ear and be like, hey, your Adam's apple's a little bigger than most of the guys here, or like
she didn't have one.
Bullshit, like
right? She definitely didn't have an Adam's apple. She just had that face, that jaw,
Right, but in a business where it's very,
I know, cruel,
and also like very facially like what you look like. And you have these asshole guys probably going up to her and saying, make a snide comment. She's probably like, oh, like whatever, fuck up. But the detail, hopefully she's not thinking like,
yeah,
maybe if I did this or did that.
It hurts. It had to have hurt. the way the fans would like, she's a man. I mean, I saw the comments online about her all the time, and like, oh, she got a penis and all this shit, and it's like, they see this stuff. It's gonna hurt.
Unnecessary. Yeah.
Which I think, like, when Playboy went up to her and offered her the deal, God only knows what she felt like, but also probably those people that are like those assholes are probably thinking, "Oh, we're about to see a penis in the Playboy magazine," or like, "What the fuck are we about to see here?" Or we're gonna see some
Them
stars.
same assholes that were talking shit were beating off to her after that.
Absolutely.
That is true,
absolutely.
Because most men are just pigs. Let's be real here.
You know that.
They don't give a shit. As speaking as one, I can tell you a lot of men are just asshole pigs.
We women can tell you that.
I mean, like, so
we
like,
get the front of it.
Right. I mean, fair enough. And then we have women like China, and then you have women like Deborah, who pretty much have that characteristic of, oh, I don't give a shit. Look at me.
I'm a beauty queen.
Just look at me. Just take your jacket off and show off what you got.
Right.
Where it's like, as fans, are you looking at this like? Really?
I was never into fake breasts, so none of that.
It was not.
I used to like Trish, even though hers are fake too, but she looked the most real out of all of them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Trisha's is to this age just so damn gorgeous. Not just her body, like her face is beautiful. Like she's like a Barbie doll. She's beautiful.
Right.
No offense to Deborah or Sable, but they looked a little older in the face than most of the other girls. So
she got money.
Yeah. So a lot of times the eyes were on this, not over here.
I mean, that they don't age well, but when you have money, you can change that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
she's still awesome, and she's still wrestling.
Yeah,
that's true. And she's she's a celebrity in Canada. I mean, like here in the States, like she is popular, but over there, she's like a god, like a goddess over there.
Yeah, her and Bret Hart, right?
Pretty much. But then, like, we talk about China in the best way possible, like in her way transformation, where it's like the women that used to be the stunning babes of the decade, where it was like Sable and Sunny. Oof, what fork in the road made them go fucking right or whatever the hell? I mean, Sunny is rotting in prison for what she's been fucking doing over the last couple of years.
Shame.
And Sable is married to Brock Lesnar, which I mean, there's no way Brock Lesnar's gonna find me.
He'll
be knocking at your door like, "What you say about my woman?"
I mean, it was revealed in his book. It was revealed in his book that
these girls just, got passed around, man.
I mean, it was revealed in his book. He broke into her house and said, "You date now."
No, God.
Right.
Now they live in a mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
In Canada, thank God.
In Canada, right. With a farm.
Right. And so we go from like those era women, then like where, like you mentioned, Trish, Lita starts coming in, Jackie's around, Ivory's around, and it was fun watching Ivory shoot an interview where she pretty much would talk about the stories about how they had to do the photo shoots.
Yeah.
They talk about how comfortable she used to be, or like because the cameramen that they will hire used to be these fucking weird camera. They'd be like, pose that way or do that with your arm and do that with your leg and do that. And they'd be like
yeah.
I mean, like you would hope they get residual checks from these stupid magazines that they would do.
I would hope so too.
Sadly, in some places, and the indie scene, women are still objectified, and there's bad, politics that do go on behind, the camera and backstage, which I hope one day will completely end. But I guess that'll end when, like you said, guys stop being pigs.
Yeah, I remember one time seeing people were talking about in a fan forum on AOL talking about adult video that Mickey James did when she was still Alexis Lurie,
Oh.
and they had screenshots all over the internet, and I was like, "Wow, really?"
They didn't say who leaked it.
Yeah. I don't know, but someone found it and was like, "Oh wow!" and just took screenshots of her, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Because she's one of the ones that was like being taken seriously at that time.
Yeah, and then people decided to be like, "Oh, look at what she did. She did something naughty." It's like,
Right.
we're all fucking adults here. Like, seriously?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't know the circumstances why she did that. Maybe she needed the extra money, or she needed something. It's unfortunate, but you know.
Well, that was her life choice. So whatever she chose to do.
Which shouldn't be judged, because honestly, if there was OnlyFans and all that shit back then, they would have been still, you know, the highest look till this day.
I absolutely agree with that.
But the sad thing is that unfortunately, even like fucking porn's a thing. Porn's a thing where everybody knows about it. Some people go on it, admit to it. Some people are very open about it, and that's where people make a lot of money. It's through that OnlyFans or whichever media outlet you use.
Right.
Sex sells.
Right, for their own personal use. It's
If
people's
only were
choices.
around back then, they wouldn't have to put it in wrestling. Because wrestling should just be wrestling. Do that other shit on the side.
Absolutely.
Like they do now.
Yep.
Right. And it's also too, like, if your favorite female wrestler, has OnlyFans, guess what? They're not doing the naughty things you're thinking of. Jordan Grace probably uses OnlyFans and say, "Hey, here's some workouts for you to get off your fat asses and do on your own."
It's not all just sex.
Right.
Or, nudity.
Right. Just that people nowadays hear the words like, "Oh, they have an OnlyFans." They only think of one fucking thing.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I got famous for.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, when the divas, as we'll get into that as well, the term diva, like when they used to do these catalogs, did it ever like catch your eye or be like, just be like, okay, whatever, that's a promotional thing or advertising? Did you guys ever care when they do the magazines, the photo shoots?
Oh, I didn't really care.
Even the stupid DVDs they do.
The DVDs and stuff. I used to find it a little like okay, but I wasn't the target for it, so I didn't really pay it attention.
That is true.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, why can't we get that with the guys too?
You would love a Damian Priest fucking calendar, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would never take it down.
Guy, Ari?
Damian Priest. Oh, that man is.
You want to know something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with him.
You know what's funny? I knew somebody who went to high school with him.
He's like, he's from here.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, all his little antics, and people used to laugh at him and shit. But when I see him, because I didn't know, like, we lost touch a long time ago. I didn't even know, what he was into or doing now, if he was still doing wrestling. So when I seen him debut, I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
It's very interesting how you brought up the where were the men counters? I mean,
he's dope though. He came and he's owning it.
Like, can you imagine back in the day during the Attitude Era where it was like, if you have a female counter, here's the men's counter.
I mean, the closest thing we got was Shawn Michaels and Playgirl.
Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Val Venus.
Yeah. Val Venus, oh Lord. I mean, the closest thing we got was Shawn Michaels and Playgirl. That was the closest thing we got.
Enough of that. If you have a character like Val Venus, wouldn't you be like, hey, let's make a counter with the fucking dude?
I used to call him Val Penis.
When is
the towel just gonna fall off?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they kind of did play off with that stuff with him, but it just,
they went a different direction. They
went a whole different direction with that, yeah. But why not? We're gonna have The Rock in a calendar.
We don't have to see these men half naked.
I think the only guy objectified like that to this day is Daddy Ass.
Yeah, there you go. See, we got her daddy ass calendar, different thongs with shorts pulled down.
I mean, wasn't Anthony Bowens doing a calendar recently too? Did
Who?
he? Anthony Bowens?
Oh,
What?
I think he did do something. Yeah,
Like he does modeling stuff on the
yeah, he's a
side.
model on the side, so you know.
What? But it was just like they always mainstream media always just made women sexy.
Sexualized.
You will be taking pictures of.
Right.
Imagine going to Stone Cold and saying, "We need you to take some pictures, sir." God damn it, son! Get the fuck away from me. If you put that camera near me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were some manly men back then that would probably be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like Undertaker.
And there's some female Undertaker fans that would have killed for a Undertaker calendar.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell
I
yeah.
knew some, and I was like, "What?"
Especially when he was doing the whole ministry, that was his prime. I say he was prime Taker then.
Right. So like we get into the 2000s era with Trish Lita and all those women,
Yeah.
and then it decided to be a thing on television where let's beat them up. Where it'd be like Bubba Ray Dudley would get a boner for putting women through tables, and I mean,
yeah, they were trying to follow ECW's lead with that.
Yeah.
but it went like a little too far. Right? I mean, like, even when you had the right to censor was the parody of the Parents Television Network. Be like no more violence against women. And what are they doing? They're punching women in the face on television. Like I guess that's the joke, or like that's the gimmick.
I guess so. And like you said earlier, putting the old ladies through tables and stuff. Even though they were the ones that could take it the best.
Yeah, like Trish and Lita getting put through tables. Meanwhile, Mae Young's in the corner giving birth to hands.
Oh, yeah. I can't.
That's what I'm asking. Like you two, like how long could you like take? Like, well, just watch this and just be like, okay, it's a stupid thing on the show. Like, let's move on.
Yeah, sometimes you just had to take it for what it was worth. Like, all right, this is just stupid comedy, stupid gratuitous moment, whatever. The next match should be a good match to watch. Like, we really had no choice but to kind of sit around and watch the silliness of that or the stupidity of it till we could get to the matches we wanted to see or the promos we wanted to watch and listen to. It was a give and take.
And I was a lot younger. I probably wouldn't feel the same today about it.
It'd be different.
I don't like a lot of cheesy, corny shit in wrestling now, as opposed to when I was younger and I was like, okay, it's funny.
Right.
Like all embarrassing wrestling. Excuse me, AEW.
Ooh. Hot take. Some little boy just got very upset and just taking his blanket into the room.
What happened?
Some little boy got very offended by her comment, so they're going to bed with their little blankie. Go suck on this.
Yeah, like Ricochet. Excuse me.
Oh Jesus!
He's hilarious. He's finally got some kind of personality. I think he's doing great.
He's a corn. First of all,
he is corny as fuck, but
he likes to argue with fans online. That is already a corn. It's some professional. Get the fuck off social media. Like, you argue with the fans, you only make yourself look stupid. And it was because that was when he first went to AEW, and the fan was like, "Oh man, now I gotta watch AEW." He was like, "Oh well, what's the difference?" And he got all tacky with it. And it's like the difference is all embarrassing wrestling versus WWE.
Agree to disagree. Okay, moving on. Let's go on. I'm a big AEW fan, so
I'm not saying I don't like it at all, but there's a lot I don't like. I definitely
both promotions
because I fast forward through a lot of it.
Both promotions, because WWE be having some garbage sometimes too.
Nah, not since Triple's been in charge.
Agree to disagree. Anyway, moving on.
Tony Khan is a rich supermarket. He don't know how to run nothing. And I have friends who have been signed there, left, One of them being Santana, and I just know things, that is a
Yeah.
little tacky about being over there.
Well, let's save this for a future debate.
Yeah.
Because, but see, like some women's wrestling, I will say around mid 2000s where it got better when the roster started to get increasing when they started to bring in more women. I would say like Jazz, Trish, Victoria, Lita, like especially from on Monday Night Raw in 2004, Trish and Lita get the main event spot
Right.
where Lita almost breaks her neck. But,
Yes.
but I mean, like aside from that, like it's insane to think like up until that point, 2004 in November, that they said, let's give the women their flowers, let's give them the main event because I think before that, like Lita and Stephanie was the main event on Monday Night Raw, and then it was just to do angles with The Rock, Triple H, and Kurt Angle
Mhm.
because during the early 2000s, women was usually played for the joke, like the punching bag. Because I mean,
Yeah.
how many times did we see The Rock bottom Stephanie?
They didn't care about women. Like they still didn't care about it. They still didn't care about it. They did that as a test to see like where where the fans would be with it. And unfortunately, even though it was a great match and the fans loved it, that was the last time they had done a main event with women for years after that. The one and only time. And that made no sense.
What are your thoughts?
I'm still gathering them.
Hmm?
I agree with what she said though.
Yeah. Because I mean, was there ever like, any time when you watch it where it was like, did Stephanie really deserve a rock bottom, or does she really deserve to get a Stone Cold Stunner for just because like she's annoying on TV? It's like, oh, let's hit her with our
Well,
finishing move.
you know,
I think she was badass for doing it
yeah,
because I mean, she had
Right,
to agree to it.
right.
She was the boss's daughter.
right.
Which is another aspect of it, because when you think of the person in charge who's writing all this stuff for every week of television, and it'd be like, my daughter gets stunnered, my daughter gets a rock bottom, my daughter gets a pie in the face by the apes from Planet of the Apes, where it's like with one random weird thing after another, and then I mean, I'm gonna bring it up now where on pay per view, Vince fought his daughter
Right.
in an I Quit, no disqualification bullshit thing, and the story behind it was Stephanie and Triple H were gonna get married a few days later. Where it was like Triple H said, "If you punch my wife in the eye, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you."
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like we can all agree that match was not necessary to put on pay per view, not even right for
Period.
television.
Period. That was a garbage match.
And you have these kids that are not experienced, and a grown man who's just a muscle freak,
Right.
just throwing a woman around, like
His daughter, of all people.
and his wife too.
Oh God.
And then Sable's involved. I mean, the whole thing as a child, like as a child for me, I'm just looking at this like, well, first off, like my mom's not in the room. Okay, good. And
I
two, it's like, can this please end?
mean, it was all soap opera.
This wasn't really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and
Everyone
now,
was.
because I mean, a few years ago, we were talking about how they were bringing soap opera writers, but I mean, it's like, do people really know what soap opera is?
Do you know what soap opera is?
I
I
watch, I
watch.
watch.
I watch Days of Our Lives every day, and they be doing some crazy ass storylines where like somebody's ex-wife decides to have an affair with the son,
Yeah.
uh, and have a child with the son, and pass it off as a husband's child. Like it was no, for me, it was no different than watching a soap opera with these ridiculous storylines they came up with back then. I'm like, oh boy, that's why I always say if I want to watch something ridiculous like that, I'll go watch Days of Our Lives.
So true. Um,
And then we have a wrestling match afterwards.
Right.
how do you feel about intergender wrestling, Ari?
I love it. But like I always say, if you're gonna have intergender wrestling, we have to have it where it looks realistic. You know, like we can't have like I said one time, like we can't have Zelina Vega wrestling Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
That's not realistic.
I
But
feel
like,
like in certain instances is I
uh,
feel exactly like you that it just when it doesn't make sense, it changes it
yeah,
for me.
like
That's why I wanted to know what you thought.
yeah, like I want to see like a Rhea Ripley Dominic match. I wanted to see that. That should have happened.
Right.
Oh, hell, you're right. Exactly. That
It should have
should have
happened,
very well happened.
and it
Women,
never did.
women on the roster like Rhea, Jade, Jordan, like
Charlotte,
like yeah, even Charlotte too, to a certain sense. Where like if you put them against the right person, I mean, because I mean, you can't put them against like your Omos or Braun Strowman, because then you look at this and be like, are you fucking kidding me? But if it's against like a character like a Dominic Mysterio or maybe like Finn Balor, I mean, a lot of these wrestlers today are more professional than probably they were 20
yeah,
years
of
ago, and
course.
also they know if we take a bump for them, we get money, we get exposure from it.
Right.
Because what's the one thing people are gonna ask them in interviews? Like, well, how was it taking a bump from Rhea? They're like, oh, it's probably like it was like one of the guys, and that's a
Yeah.
compliment.
And we see her taking, guys and throwing them around. So why can't we just have a straight match?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
time.
even like in the landscape like Lucha Underground too, where they did it a lot.
She
Like
should have fought Dominic, see?
I'm sorry.
She should have fought Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That should have been on a pay-per-view, a PLE. Easily.
yeah, but maybe down the road. But for a landscape like Lucha Underground too, where like you had like your sexy stars and your Mariposas, characters like that who would go against the men and
Mm-hmm.
be on equal level to them. I mean, I bought that too. I mean, Eva Lise too, despite what people say about her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she came off on the show as a legit badass, which not a lot of women today. I'm not gonna say like can't be that, but some you have to have some characters are different from others. Like
Right.
where like in the '90s, you had 5 out of 5 same blonde characters. Where today,
Right.
like everybody today has a different characteristic. Where Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, boom, done. Rhea
Mm-hmm.
Ripley, the Eradicator, goth-looking woman who can kick everybody's ass, done. Jordan Grace goes to the gym, can kick everybody's ass, done. Stephanie Vaquer, luchador that can do a lot of the high-flying stuff that like Rey Mysterio can do. Boom, done. And then you have your Oscars, who grew up in Japan, learned that style, and take over here into the States and can kick everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody has a different characteristic, and then of course you still have some like ditzy characters, but some of them are really good in the ring. I mean, Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton come to mind
Mm-hmm.
for like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea Green is probably doing the best work she's been doing in her
Oh,
career.
absolutely. 100%.
I mean, that video of her being in the NXT arena doing the "I Pledge Allegiance to Chelsea Green" in the United, like, doing that whole bit. It's insane.
Yep.
Guys, I'm sorry. I actually have to go, but I want to thank you for having me again. And
All right, no
All
problem.
right.
We appreciate
Ari,
you.
you're
Yeah.
awesome. Keep doing what you're
You
doing.
too, girl. You
A lot
too.
of, females need props for doing this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of us.
We don't have enough of us out here doing it. So
Yeah, we appreciate you taking the time to join us for a little bit for this episode. But if you want, before you leave, just
I would love
plug.
to have you guys sometime as well.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Just
Okay.
before you leave, just give your plugs for where everybody can find you at.
At BMF_goddess_show on Instagram and BMF Goddess on YouTube. Support is free. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Awesome.
you. May the
Thank
force
you
be
so
with
much.
you.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Good
much.
night, guys.
No problem.
Night.
Goodbye. Well, it kind of sucks, but you know what? At least she was able to join us for a little bit. But
Yeah.
back on.
Good hour.
But anything else like you want to bring up, Ari? Because I mean, we'll pretty much bring up like she brought up when the 2016 when they decided the
Right.
era of the female athlete. I mean,
Yes.
like watching that, it's like I had the same reaction with when I shared it. It was you
Right.
just realize this now.
I know it took way too long when you had so many strong women already there,
Right.
and even women who wanted to learn. Like they weren't. It was so disappointing that it took so long, but at the same time, at least they did it. They finally got to that point where women were finally being taken seriously as athletes and not just as objects.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of almost like a never late than never kind of situation,
Right.
you know, and they actually developed a strong division that also has transcended to other promotions as well, where now everyone takes women's wrestling seriously,
Right.
you know.
I mean, how much outside of wrestling was really catered to that? Because I mean, like I said, like
Mm-hmm.
women were doing stuff in the Olympics. I mean,
Right.
Ronda Rousey in the UFC, like despite what people think about her, early on when she was knocking people out and making people tap out, people were buying the pay per views based on that because they wanted to
Right.
see women fight. It was also people too had that also mentality of, oh, look at these two women beat the shit of each other in small clothes.
Right, but they
But
were really killing each other.
yeah, once the fist was thrown, there was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and I realized, oh, they're legit. I mean, even just in other sports, like you had the WNBA already, like for years. Like you said, the women's in the Olympics, the gymnastics, any sport really. Like women were already being taken seriously along those lines, and in any industry, it did feel like in wrestling, it took a little longer for them to catch up on it.
Right.
You know, but
I know it's like recent when this is not wrestling related, but like the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA. I don't know if you know who she
mm-hmm,
is,
mm-hmm,
but it's insane how much backlash she gets. Where it's like she's there to help the WNBA
right,
like popularity rise. Where it seems like the old athletes are like no, like go away, like you have to like, be in the fold. Where it's
yeah,
like I don't understand like that mentality. Like it's not like in wrestling too, or let me rephrase. Sometimes in wrestling it's like that because when all the women want the top spot, there's a little competitiveness going on.
right,
I mean, look at AEW right now. Britt Baker wants to be the top dog. Meanwhile, there's other top dogs right there
yeah,
at the moment. Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm. Take your
exactly.
pick.
Yeah, now we have, you know, it's just like a whole vast, like you were saying, women who have established themselves as gimmicks, as characters. They that we have our pick of everybody now.
Mm.
So it's not just going to be one person who's going to dominate. Like back in the day, where it was like, okay, well, I'm the big dog here, so everybody else has to, you know, bend down, get on your knees in front of me, and just follow my lead.
In the best way of phrasing it, there's a woman for everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, because like I know you don't watch NXT regularly, but in NXT, there's new characters seemingly every week. Like there's
Yeah,
like Sol Ruka's the beach girl, like Ariana Grace is the pageant queen.
right.
Like there's like different characters down there, and then like, you would hope for when they get to the main roster, it translate well. But
Mm-hmm.
it seems like in the recent years with
Mm-hmm.
some women, some of them are just brought up for the sake of call ups where then, like in a year's time, they get released. I mean, like look at Indy Hartwell,
Right.
one of those talented women that gets called up, real has no real plans, and then the year later she gets released. Blair
Yeah.
Davenport, Bea Priestley gets a chance on the main roster. Maybe count on one hand the amount of TV appearances she's made, and she's gone after a year.
Yeah. Barely. She barely was on TV.
Where it's like the contrast of the men's roster and the women's roster, like there has to be a fair balance, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely, 100%.
You have 3 hours of SmackDown. You can't dedicate maybe an hour. I'm not saying this as I'm not a booker. I
Mm-hmm.
try to do it on my video game, but I can't do it there either. Because I mean, it's a hard thing to balance, honestly.
It is, but at the same time, it's like you said. There's like, and this is a complaint that I see a lot of people having about SmackDown. It's like it's 3 hours of TV now, but it's horrible.
Right.
It's a burden to go through 3. I had it on mute last Friday. I was just watching stuff on my phone and on my laptop, and just had it playing in the background. Because it's just not. It's just not. It has not been appealing. It's a lot of filler and a lot of nonsense that they can just take that time and let's see some other women's matches, and they have the women there. And I'm not saying they're not having women's matches. Obviously, they are. It's just there just needs to be more than the same 3 faces that we see.
True.
We only see Chelsea Green.
And,
it's like,
and the thing is too is that if you give women a chance to go on TV, 3 minutes, 5 minutes in a nothing match,
it's not enough. Or some random little backstage caddy promo.
Right.
Yeah. Same thing with Raw.
Because I mean, we watching around 2012 or no 2014.
In and out.
Because that was when initially I think, because I remember the moment it was supposed to be Paige and Emma versus the Bella Twins on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
They do no entrance for Paige and Emma. They're in the ring. They cut to a Sting promo for his match with Triple H that year. Bella's come out, and it's knock Paige out the ring, hit finish on Emma, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and they'll still do that.
Well, not anymore, because let's be beneficial. Who's devil's advocate? It's not as bad as that was today. Because I mean, once that happened, because then fans said, this was when fans actually stood up and said, you know what, enough is enough. If you're gonna have these women on the roster, actually use them. And then that's when Spark give divas a chance. And then you had the old man saying, we hear you. And then it was like, okay. Then in the NXT, you had the 4 horsewomen: Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky. Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, yeah, who were putting on tremendous matches. And then once they get to the main roster, it's kind of slowly in the mix for a little bit not really until 2016, 2018, around that time when women started to get more in, because then you had Asuka coming in. She's not going to do a 5-second match.
I know, but like what I'm trying to say is like the format that they were using back then is still very prevalent today, where you don't see people even getting entrances sometimes because they're too busy trying to tout a damn promo video about somebody else. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, I remember one time they came back from all these different segments and a commercial break, and the match was already in progress, and I'm like, who the hell's in this match? I mean,
how many times do we have to promote Snickers?
And how many commercial breaks do we need in this one women's match? Where in total, it may feel like it's 15 minutes, but how much did we really see of those 15 minutes?
It used to get to the point where you can literally have a stopwatch of, okay, the match starts now, let's do a little bit of action, the person rolls out to the ring, cut to a commercial, and then they come back, and blah blah blah, and then you're like, okay, how many minutes do they have left? I mean,
exactly,
it'd be ridiculous sometimes.
They still do that, and it's like it happens with the men's matches too, obviously, but it's like we don't have that as many women's matches going on, so it's like at the end of the day, when you do the timer, you get maybe 10 minutes of all the women. You get 10 minutes in total out of a 3-hour show.
Right. I mean, look at AEW right now. I mean, for the longest time, they used to struggle with women's booking.
They were struggling a lot, too. At least that's improved big time, at least.
I think for the last 2 weeks, women have been at least somewhat of them semi-main or the main on Dynamite.
Yeah, they have been. And we've been seeing a lot more women storylines being developed there.
And finally, Athena showed up on television. It's like, oh...
Thank God for that. Thank God.
But it's like, when it comes to like women's stuff, I mean, well, that's just weekend stuff. But as far as, like, I sent you a clip before we're recording, like an hour ago, where the last bikini contest on television was in 2008.
Right.
Which is kind of insane to think about. I mean,
yeah, it was.
And I gotta ask it, like, again, like as a fan, like, when they used to promote like bikini contests and all this nonsense bullshit on TV. Like, we ever just like, okay, like I'm just gonna let it play out. And just let's skip.
Yeah, I had no. I mean, what am I supposed to do if I'm watching live? I have to let that crap pay out and just not pay attention to it. That's what I would do. I just wouldn't pay attention. I'd be like, whatever, and just focus on something else completely until the next segment came up. I didn't care about any of that stuff. Like, I didn't care about any of those women coming in. And it's funny, when I was watching the clip and like Melina was the first one that they announced, and she almost looked like she did not want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The way she was just looking down, like.
Well, remember what Tori Wilson said when she talked to Chris Phillips? She talks about how she used to be petrified.
Yeah, crying inside.
Because they do on the television and the house shows too. Think about if you do like a 3 house show loop, and it's like bra and panties match,
Yeah,
or a lingerie show, or whatever like bikini contest, whatever the fuck it was. It would be like where men would be booking or packing up their gear, women would be like, okay, what's the newest swimsuit or what's the newest thing they have? Let me parade in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even imagine how much pressure that would put on them to have to maintain their bodies the way they look. They gotta be as hairless as possible and as fit as possible and as glossy looking as possible every damn night. Like, I can't even imagine the pressure that the women had to go through. You know?
I mean, Vista Man thought Mickey James was chubby, so he wrote a storyline where Michelle McCool called her Piggy James.
And Mickey James is one of the most beautiful women to ever step foot in a ring. Gorgeous from top to bottom.
And thank God, like Michelle McCool
Molly Holly.
And thank God, like Michelle McCool was like mortified to even do it, but like she did the job, of course. But it's like, I mean, like Molly Holly, like not for nothing. In today's day, if a woman has a fat ass, a lot of men would go like bark like fucking dogs.
They drooling.
And then, but poor Molly Holly's like fat ass granny panty over there. I was like, wait, what?
Meanwhile, I would look at Molly Holly myself, and I'll be like, hell yeah, I love that, because that's what I look like. That's my shape, right? She's got my shape.
Right.
So that made me feel great to see a woman who looked like physically, aesthetically, maybe not the hair, but like she looked like me. She had my body. And it was great to see that. She wasn't a freaking twig with 20-pack abs and fake boobs.
Right. And like as a fan, like you said, like you relate to Molly Holly because of that's your life. Like that's what you deal with. But it's like you have Trish Stratus back. Like look at me. I am respected Trish. She's a fitness model. She worked for her body. But it's like she's pulling her pants down, saying, "Look at my nice ass and look at your fat ass." It's like, as a wrestling fan, you're thinking like what am I supposed to feel? Like ha, like fuck you, fat ass. Like,
it's not even funny. Like you're bullying her and shaming a person. Just weird.
And Molly Holly would go to the extent too, where like if they ever pulled their pants down, she'd be wearing like granny panty style.
I know.
Whatever the hell. Like, and again, it's all for television for the yucks.
But I know that must have been hard for her too, because I believe she was a devout Christian.
Right, then that's when the company just doesn't care, just asks you to do whatever the hell they want.
Right. Yeah, and never mind the fact that she was a fantastic wrestler.
I mean, we definitely come a long way in storylines too, where Kane was raping Lita and impregnated her.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, like nowadays, if somebody announces they're pregnant, we go, "Yay!"
Yeah, it's like because it's legit,
right? And they're not staying on TV or going to take a bump, and then we're not going to have a character saying it's not my fault. Like,
yeah. It's like I said, it's those soapy ass storylines that they were trying to do back then. It was just horrible,
right?
You know, and I'm just grateful.
It's just like did they hire the bad soap opera writers, or is it all?
Or just people who thought they were trying to emulate that and just created these awful stories that just made you want to question, why am I watching this?
Because I mean, like, not for nothing. Also, the other thing we also addressed was that there was a company that pretty much was just named off the fucking ha-has of tits and ass.
Right.
TNA.
Yeah.
And let's be real here. Straight white man. I enjoy what the women have. Not gonna say anything more about that, but it's also like when you have women present themselves in certain ways, it's thumbs up from yours truly.
Of course, and then you know that's fine.
What?
That's expected.
But you'll never catch me in fucking public talking about it. Talking about all these moments. Because goddamn it.
Right. Exactly.
But I want also before. Is there anything before we go into this latest thing? Because I feel like we're definitely rambling around. But I wanted to bring up because on the WWE's newest show, LFG. I don't know what it stands for. I always want to say "Let's fucking go," but that's
let's
not.
fucking go. I think Legends. Was it Legends?
I don't know, but these two women do a match, and Mickey James brought up the fact that one of them was wearing lingerie as ring gear.
Mm-hmm.
And Mickey talked about how she knew what she's been through, and she had to do things that they did,
Right.
and social media, of course, goes berserk because it's like, how fucking dare you? You knew if you knew what's.
Well, yeah. What was it? What were they saying? I don't really follow the LFG stuff. So
it was pretty much just the fact that like they said that like instead of it came off like they kind of shamed her in the sense of not wearing like ring gear and just wearing lingerie from like a store, where like because like I mean nowadays where you think about women's wrestling and how they present themselves. It's elaborate gear. It's like not like underwear, bikinis, that type of stuff. Like nothing's ever showing. It all looks clean and professional.
Right.
But just that this one girl's outfit was just lingerie, and Mickey, like in a nice way, was saying like, I understand it. Like you're starting off, but it's also like this is what we try to stay away from now. And then and then people are like, well, you did it, so why are you criticizing her?
Yeah, but that doesn't make so somebody did it 20 years ago, but the standards have changed.
Right.
The standards have changed big time, and it's not that a woman can have appealing, alluring gear. We see that. We see the women still look sexy as hell in their gear, but yeah, you want it to be a little more appropriate for what you're going to do in the ring because you don't want to have something on where you make a move and things start to pop out. Right? And then things pop out and things are being said about you. Like, think about how you want to present yourself. Right.
Because every woman has a different body type. I mean, everybody doesn't look the exact same at this point.
No, not anymore.
And then, like you said, unfortunately, there do have to be mishaps or like malfunctions where there's a nip slip, or unfortunately, if somebody's bottoms it comes down, like a cheek gets exposed, or worse.
It happens with the men too.
I mean, what was it only a couple weeks ago where like people thought like, oh, like Liv's vagina was out on national television.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because somebody pulled it a little too far, and it looks like it was showing a lot of skin.
I actually noticed when I was watching Raw earlier during the main event. Because camera angles. That's one thing I always say. The camera angles are still very gratuitous with the women's wrestlers.
True.
And there was the camera was very close to Rhea's behind. She was bent over at the ropes. And I think she was wearing like another pair of underwear underneath to cover up any extra exposure. Because I'm like, what's going on down there? She got a tattoo in between her butt cheeks now. Then I was like, oh no, that's she got like granny panties on under that.
And that's another thing too, where it's production crew that decides, okay, let's zoom in a little bit. We'll get a perfect angle of this person's
right on the crotch.
Right.
Yeah, like that's another thing. Like, why can't we? That's another thing. Like, can we have a little more? If we're gonna do that, let's be equal. Crotch shots for the men too.
Crotch shots. Imagine we're watching the Elimination Chamber and there's like a crotch view. It's like staring up at them.
I mean, they do. Never mind.
You saw Damian Priest's pod, didn't you?
No, I was saying they do that with Swerve during his entrances when he's on the rope at the apron in a squat. The camera's right on it, and I'm like, wow, wow, wow. Give that cameraman a raise.
Right. I mean, this is definitely. We're definitely about to go off the rails again in the second episode in a row. But
we could, let's talk. Yeah, I mean,
but
I actually would like for us to talk about how women's wrestling today is. You know.
I mean, let's be real here. Some of the women's matches are sometimes better than the men's.
Oh,
Let's be fair on that.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen some of those. What was it? Not so much this year's Elimination Chamber match, but I think last year's Elimination Chamber match, the women's match was better than the men's.
Right, because a lot of the women are willing to put their bodies on the line.
Yeah, exactly. And even like in AEW, like the women will put on better matches sometimes.
I mean, that Tony Storm Mariah May thing was very bloody, and you don't expect that from the women's wrestling. Right. Which is another thing too. When women were training, or at least being trained to be professional wrestlers, they were told no punches and no kicks, no punches to the face.
It's like, why? They're women. They're wrestlers. They're it should be equal. Like the same thing men are doing in the ring, women should be able to do in their own matches too.
And when you think about like trainers, like Fit Finlay is like the first name that you probably wouldn't expect. But you know what? And I've heard reports saying like it was done as a rib to him. But you know what? He took it on the chin. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking teach these women how to work like the men.
Why not? Like, hey, this is my job, and these women want to do it. Let's go.
The women would put the elbow pads on and say, you know what? Let's take bumps. Let's teach me to go off the top rope and take a bump.
Yeah.
Let's do hardcore matches. I mean, Trish and Victoria from Survivor Series 2002, where like women are being that physical early on.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't understand why people think women are such delicate flowers. I think, what was I was watching, it was the Kevin Nash's podcast, and they were talking about the Mariah May Tony Storm match, and his co-host was like shocked that there was so much blood and they bladed in the match. And it's like, why are you shocked? It was a hardcore street match. They were using weapons and glass. You expect them to not be bleeding when they're punching each other in the face with tape wrapped around their hands with glass on it? Like,
that's also like, where have you been the last couple of years? I mean, do you not remember the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker thing too? The women on that roster are willing to kill themselves. Like,
what's the big damn deal?
I mean, the women's WWE too, they're willing to go to extreme lengths. I mean, like Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, first Evolution women's pay-per-view, last woman standing. They really try to kill each other.
Yeah, like I don't see why women need to be babied. Let them, if they're willing to do it and they're trained professionals, let them go all out. And if there is blood involved, that's nothing new to us women. Not to sound grotesque, but it's the truth.
The thing is too is if you let the men go that far, the women let them go far. Let's see how far they can go.
They put on hell of like a friend of mine always says, like, the one thing he hates is that you never see the women in WWE bleed. Very rarely do you see them bleed, and if they do, it's probably because they actually got legit busted open in the spot. Right. And and I was like, oh, here, I'll show you some stuff from AEW then. And I sent him a lot of those matches that we saw lots of blood in the matches, and he was like, whoa.
Yeah.
He was amazed.
I mean, think about it too. Like, you mentioned it too. Like, if you would have told wrestling fans, like, hey, you're gonna have 6 women in this giant structure made out of chains and like,
metal
and go like land like back first on them, they think no. Or like if you would tell them we're gonna put like 8 like multiple women in a ladder match and they're gonna throw ladders at each other, like they look you like what?
Like, no way. Women are tough. We can handle a lot more than you all think.
Women have their set matches, lady. It's bra and panties matches and whatever the hell we think of dirty.
Bra and panties.
Fulfill your fantasy bullshits.
Yeah, go watch some OnlyFans stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just happy to see like women actually being taken seriously. And if they want to be sexually overt, it's under their control.
That's also another thing too, where I think a lot of people. One of the best women's matches I've ever seen was Beth Phoenix, Katie Lee, ladder match in AEW. Oh,
Yeah.
Katie Lee Burchill, yeah. Well, that's also too like when you think of like a character like Katie Lee, who gets called up and then they're like, "Oh, you want to fuck your brother?" It's like what?
It just doesn't. It just. This is why when I remember, like I said before, when I was approached by somebody in the indie scene, like, "Oh, would you like to get involved?" And I thought about it. I said, "Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing it. Why not?" And then I said, "This was 2002, 2001, 2002." And then looking back, I would watch what was going on, and I'm like, "Nah,
No
that's not for
regrets.
me. That's no regrets. Like that's not for me." Because if women's wrestling was back then the way it is today, I would have gotten involved somehow.
Hmm.
But knowing like how you have to kind of degrade yourself,
Mm.
and like Goddess was also saying like some of the stuff that happens behind the scenes. Like I knew what was going on behind the scenes too. I saw a lot of it.
Yeah,
No,
that's all politics stuff too.
yeah,
Which I think a lot of people. I wouldn't say that's. I kind of. This is me being wishful thinking that it still doesn't go on to this day, but God, it's also brought too. There's still a lot of slimy people on the indie scene.
yeah,
That's still, like there's some women out there that are still doing unfortunate things just for a booking.
yeah, yeah. And it's so gross. It's like give these women opportunity fairly,
Yeah.
because you're not doing that with the men.
Yeah. And that's how like the whole Me Too movement happened because a lot of scary stories like that come out in the open, and then people have to look at wrestling another way and say,
Right,
unfortunately your favorite wrestler could be a predator or
right.
be something you don't want him to be or her.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and even just the things that happen on the road.
Right.
It's horrible.
Which which in closing, I think it's safe to say women's wrestling overall in the public eye seems to be in a better place.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Wait. Like it. When you look back 20 years ago to now, it's the amount of just the amount of improvement that we've seen now. It's beautiful.
Come on.
It's a beautiful thing to see these women finally being taken seriously and giving the spotlight to show that they're not just pretty faces and pretty bodies, that they are strong, they are fearless, because you got to be a little fearless to do what they do.
Okay, Nikki.
But it's true. It's
Right.
it's refreshing to see. And let me, before, because I noticed my laptop was unplugged and I don't want this to die on us in the middle of this, because we still have a ways to go. So give me 1 second.
Oh God.
I didn't realize I got unplugged. I don't even know how that happened. Sorry. All right. There we go.
Oh shit. We're all good.
Yeah, we're good now.
All right.
Yeah. I just needed to plug it in because it was like the battery has like a strip left on the little battery icon.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Now we good.
Because I mean, not for nothing. How many for the last couple of years? I mean, since WrestleMania 32, so far over the past 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
women have been on. Like, when you think of promotional stuff too for all those stuff, a lot of the women are being at least promoted in the sense of you guys see great wrestling too.
Right. Fantastic matches. They're main eventing.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're pretty much all on the same level as the men, and also too the diva term is gone.
Thank
and now just
God.
refer to superstars because I mean not for
Exactly.
nothing too on the diva thing where it's like
Right.
people like does anyone know what diva really means? It means bitches. Like
Yeah.
so basically you're calling your female roster bitches.
That's right. It always kind of boggles me sometimes that in TNA they're still known as knockouts.
You know what? That's fine though. At least
It's cute. Yeah.
Right.
But it's still weird that they still have their own little play on words kind of name when they're not just wrestlers.
Because it's all branding too.
Or just women's division.
Because I think of like ECW, they used to refer to the women as vixens, didn't they?
The Vixens, right.
I mean, like, come on.
I mean, they really were, though, the women that they hired.
Right. It's like, just think about it, like from the days of like your Mildred Burks and your famous Smigglers to like nowadays when you see women like Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Tony Storm,
Yeah,
where it's like how far women have come.
absolutely. Absolutely. And even then, like, I mean, I don't know if you got to watch the movie Queen of the Ring. I haven't watched it
I
yet.
haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know if they're promoting the way women were back then as a more serious, uh, more seriously taken. I guess I should say. I had a little brain fart there. Sorry, but it feels like the movie that presents the women in a more serious light.
Right.
So obviously we weren't around at that time, and there's not a lot of footage of that time for us to judge that. But I always wonder if back then women's wrestling was actually more presented more seriously.
Right.
And over the years, it just became
back in the day, like women like were like treated as like as a sideshow thing.
The sideshow. I mean, but wrestling was considered a sideshow. Period.
Right.
It was very carny back then. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I hear from the reviews, I mean, they did their best to have a good representation of what it was back in the day.
Right.
To showcase different type of characters. I mean, that was also a thing with Glow when that came out on Netflix too, where they try to show different aspects of the business. Where it's like when people get presented with women's wrestling, like what? Like, and they do outlandish, cartoony characters.
Yeah.
Where again, where the audience was strictly male, but back in the day, that's when people used to find things to attract everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was reading up on Mildred Burke that she used to wrestle men. She used to just straight up wrestle the men for a long time. That was her main opponents, men, and she was killing it with them. You know, until they finally more women started to get into the business.
And we used to talk about this, and we talked about how hard it would be for like men to be even break into the business. Women, it's harder,
much harder. There's only so many. To this day, there's only still so many spots for women.
True.
You know.
And the thing is that like we said in the last episode, like there needs to be more managers. I'm not just saying just that for the sake of female representation, but it's also like male representation too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the women that wrestle today, some of them can't cut it, but at least if they have a personality and can do it like outside the ring performance wise, let them go for it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Just having more women in the business, period, on screen, period, is only beneficial for everyone. Whether they're wrestling, whether they're, like you said, a manager position, whether they're backstage doing the interviews. It's just so beneficial for everyone to see more female representation throughout the entire business. Mm-hmm. Referees. You know, we finally get to see women refereeing, which we barely ever saw.
I mean, we have women ring announcers, women commentators, backstage interviewers. I mean, like there's a spot for a woman. If a woman is watching this, there's plenty of opportunities for you in the world of wrestling.
Like I would love to see more women. You know, like we see women general managers on TV. Like we have Ava. We've seen that. We've seen Sonia was a general manager. But like
more
I would love to
figures.
See more authority figures as women. Like you see the producers that come out, right? Like I said, like I was telling you earlier, like a lot of them are former wrestlers and they're just standing around watching Luther beat the hell out of Jimmy. Like it'd be kind of cool to see some of the women doing that too. Like they could bring in some of the, some of the older, like Victoria could come in and have an on-screen role as a sort of an authority figure. You know, if you're gonna sign them on Legends deals, you might as well use them.
Right, and while they're alive, absorb the knowledge because a lot of them have a lot of interesting ideas or some tricks to what they used to do, or maybe they have an idea for a storyline that nobody's thought of.
Right.
I mean, tap into it.
You have like Natalia, Natty. I mean, eventually she's going to hang up her boots. You know, she's been around for a long time. Yeah. One day she's going to hang up her boots. I think it would be great if they use her on screen as some sort of authority figure.
I mean, like I told you a couple, like, was it last week I told you? That eventually, like her and her husband will be running the
Right.
entire WWE women's division.
And that would be awesome.
Because the amount of videos we see of people going to their ring,
Yeah.
people from other companies too. I mean, like the dude that just signed with AEW that Jay doesn't know about, Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight, right?
He went over there and he's training with Natty.
Yeah, I mean,
she's busted. She's doing I don't know what it's called, but like what they like to run the ropes each other, doing holds.
Yeah,
like Natty's like on the level of the men.
Yeah, I mean,
all this shit with them.
A lot of people underestimate her. They see her, they think that she's washed up. Like they think
that she's the weird Hart family Canadian cat lady.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like she's legendary. She's well trained, and always deserved more in her life to this day in her career. And yeah, if they don't want to continue using her full time as a wrestler on TV, then they need to utilize her better. Not just have her backstage talking in people's ear. Like you notice that. I don't you notice somebody's cutting a promo backstage with another person. She's in the background talking to some other woman.
Yeah, I mean,
like what's going on?
Raw was on earlier today, and Maxine Dupri brought up her name. So I was like, I haven't heard that name in months.
Yeah, no, you just like I said, you just see her literally like a background actor.
Right.
And it's like, come on, like we should be doing more with her.
And she's about to do her first WWE event outside WWE, Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
Right, she's wrestling. She's battling Miyu, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Right.
That's like a forbidden door right there too.
Right. I mean, WWE is really capitalizing on this forbidden door concept. Because with WrestleMania, everybody can't be in catering. Let's be real here. Everybody, exactly. If you have an idea for something, do it.
Yeah, put them out there.
Half the Bloodsport fucking thing is full of WWE people.
Yeah, might as well. The Bloodsport should have everybody from different promotions. That should be the concept of it, not just GCW guys doing it. Like it should be, bringing guys in from WWE, AEW, TNA, Japan, and even MMA. Bring them all in.
Right. I think the last thing really is like if we ask like because it was brought up earlier, but intergender, but is that the next step WWE should try and take?
At
least explore.
It's like they've done it in the past. We've seen intergender matches in the past. I don't know why. I think they're just worried about doing it because they don't want people saying, "Oh, men are beating women up." Meanwhile, the women are toe to toe with them,
right?
Beating them up just as much.
Yeah.
It has, like we said, it really has to do with the proper opponent and the proper story.
Right.
Because
I mean, the WWE 2K25 and playing that, and they pretty much just broke the whole intergender thing, and they could wrestle the women, the women could wrestle the men, where it's just, and people are going nuts with it, where it's like Rhea Ripley's facing Randy Orton on your
it's like, okay, that's cool that it's being done on a game, but what about on the actual product? Huh. I mean, at this rate, I feel like AEW is going to do intergender matches before WWE ever steps foot into that realm. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to end up doing that. I mean, we've been seeing a lot more of that with Marina getting like tossed around or putting guys in locks and holds, and now we're going to have an intergender match on Dynamite. I mean,
the advertisers mixed tag.
It's to be mixed tag, but like I could see Marina sparring it out with Swerve at some point.
I will say, I hope John Moxley does take a bump for Willow.
Hell yeah!
Like you want to see like that woman give him a German suplex, or do something,
or do that little tackle she does.
The pounce.
The pounce,
just pounce his ass out.
His ass out the ring, and he bounces out the ring. Like I want to see that. Like I want to see that.
Right.
It's only fair.
And I think the best thing coming as we close this episode out is that women's wrestling has definitely made its mark over the last few years, the last couple of decades, and it's never going away, which is probably the best thing in the world. Because there's still little girls out there, the newer generation who are watching this generation saying, I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we see the young girls at the indie shows. The little one, I mean, she loves it. And from what I understand, like her father posts videos of her taking bumps and stuff at the house,
All right.
like jumping onto her bed and stuff, like doing frog splashes and stuff, and it's cute.
I mean, a lot of these like professionals, like they start 12 or 14 years old. A lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, look at Billy Starks.
All right.
She was 14 when she started training. Now she's only 20 now, and look how long she's been in the business.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Which is going to be one of those things with the little girl that you're referring to that we see at the indie shows that like we're going to look at her and be like, she's going to be a world champion one day.
Yeah.
She's whatever she decides to do in her life, if it's in wrestling or not, she's going to be something like big.
Oh yeah.
Because any random person we meet at these shows, which by the way, shout out to all you that are very cool, but like, that's the next crop.
Yeah. Yeah. That little girl is tenacious. I mean, you see the way she stands up to the indie guys.
Oh my god.
She's a tough little cookie.
And so I think that's a good end point for this episode. I think we covered a lot.
We did. We touched base on all of. Yeah, I think we did.
We didn't have to be real too technical too. I mean, like we didn't have to be like, oh, I remember when like it was mandatory to get boob jobs. Like we didn't have to even bring that shit up.
We know, like that just bringing up the names. We know that these women had to do a lot physically to change themselves to fit a certain style.
It's a cosmetic business, unfortunately, for a lot of women.
And like Goddess has said, to fill somebody's taste. At least now it's an option. If that's what they want to do, then they'll do it for themselves.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's their decision.
Yeah, I hope at this point it's a personal choice and not being pressured because somebody told them that they would look better with them.
It's not a mandate anymore where you got to take months off. I mean, there's certain people that are missing TV, and me and you're wondering like, why? Like, what's the reason?
Like,
and then we see them physically, like, okay, there's the answer, but it's like,
but that was a while ago.
Back?
Yeah, like they're healed.
It doesn't take that damn long.
It just goes to show you, like, there's still, unfortunately, there still needs to be a little more improvement. There's still room for growth there, or room for improvement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's get into this week in wrestling history. We don't really need to do the drop. If play it, he can play it.
Headlocks presents
There we go.
This Week in Wrestling History.
So I'm going to start us off here on April 26, 2001. On the Go Home edition of Monday Night Raw, before WrestleMania, Vince McMahon revealed on a live simulcast with WCW Monday Nitro from Panama City, Florida, that he had purchased WCW and announced that he had bought his competition. During the simulcast, Vince McMahon's son and upcoming WrestleMania opponent, Shane McMahon, announced on the historic broadcast that he was the new kayfabe owner of World Championship Wrestling. Also, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then WWF champion The Rock, defeated the Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker, and Kane in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
What was your? Let me ask you. So, how did you find out that WCW got bought out?
That's how I found out.
You didn't find out online?
Mm-mm. I don't remember seeing anything about it online.
Because I do remember there's some stories where people said they went to the WWF website and saw the WCW logo on it.
Yeah, I know that some people like. There were a couple little things like that, but I didn't see that personally. For me, I didn't know about it until it happened on TV, and Vince came out and said what he said, and it was like, what?
Jay, I just need you. Can you just confirm the number, how much it was bought out for? Because I think it was a low number. So it was like $8 million.
It was not that much. It was like pennies, like chump change for Vince, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think the number may have been higher before.
Under $2 million.
That's insane.
Even back then, that was insane.
Because I think the number, because I know in 2000 maybe they were trying to sell. I was looking on Wrestling Observers where I heard that they were trying to sell it early, but
yeah,
I mean, for a company, a company and a TV show that lasted 5.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
Nitro, yeah, under 2 million.
Yeah,
Right.
it's that was so mind boggling. I mean, the whole thing, it just felt like a fever dream.
Right, because you tune in on Raw, or if you tune in on Nitro, I think Vince, because it's either or. You
It's
tune
just
to
right.
Nitro,
It's the
and Vince
same.
McMahon's on your TV screen.
Yeah, and back then, I mean, my brother and I used to watch it one on one TV and the other show on the another TV. So
Right.
when you put them on and it's the same show, it's like,
You're like, wait a minute.
the fuck? It felt like a fever dream. I'm like, this is not really happening. No way.
Well,
It just felt so unprecedented at the time. Like, because you're like, what's going to happen? And then you start wondering, like, then Shane came out, right, to do the whole, like it says here, he did the whole K-Back, I'm the one that bought it.
WWE acquired World Championship Wrestling from AOL Time Warner in
Time Warner.
2001 for a total cost of $4.2 million, comprising $2.5 million for the trademarks and $1.7 million for the tape library. Okay,
Okay, and
that makes
still,
sense.
yeah, and still, that's nothing.
Yeah, because if you tune into WCW, it's the Spring Break episode. It's like, and then Vince McMahon's on your screen, and he goes like, "I just bought my competition." And then if you tune into Raw, there's Jeff Jarrett on the screen, and Vince McMahon's going like, "Oh, like remember how you used to spell his name?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Now you spell it double G, double O, double N, double E, gone."
Gone. It was just nuts. It was so insane to see it play out. Like, to this day, it's still like it's still like surreal,
Right.
because you start wondering, like, what's going to happen now with all these guys and that they have on their roster. Are they going to get fired? Are they going to get hired? What's going to happen? Are they going to keep it separate as WCW as its own entity? Or are they going, which they should have done, in my opinion. But
Right.
Yeah.
Future episode, maybe we'll cover.
Yeah.
We'll cover like what should have been.
Yeah.
Because I think
Absolutely.
it's one of those things too where like. Because also, like when they do the simulcast segment thing, where it's Vince
Mhm.
Shane on Shane's in Panama City, he's in
Right.
front of WCW, like, and unfortunately, I think everybody forgets to. Everybody needs to realize too is that was not supposed to be the last Nitro. Like, it's not supposed to be in front of drunk spring break kids.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, that was the last thing on Nitro. Like they're in Panama City. It's a spring break.
Yeah.
And then the Shane McMahon coming out, and then they do the whole thing. But then on Vince on TV going, like, surveying the crowd, Buff Bagwell, like Gabe's a boo,
Right.
like Lex Luger,
Right.
like Scott Steiner, and like
Yes.
cheers Booker T, and then cheers Sting, and then like loud,
Yeah.
and then it'd be like loud Goldberg chants, and it'd be like there was loud Goldberg chants, and it'd be like Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was
like people would
nuts.
boo. It's like
It was insane. It was just, oh my God, what a time to be alive.
right.
Yeah, man.
And as of recording this, because with our episodes, things are always happening in the real world where Dynamite is about to break
Right.
the
Now
number of
that-
episodes.
Now they're the longest
And-
running professional wrestling show on TBS, yeah.
And I think it's called Spring Breakin'.
Or Breakout.
I heard Spring.
I don't know. It's a play on the whole spring break.
Be just wondering where fucking Eric Bischoff's like, if he hiding under his pillow or like, how fucking
Crying.
pissed off. Yeah.
Good for his ass. And it still doesn't even feel like it's weird because it just felt like Nitro was on longer. But then you remember
Right.
they had the other shows on the weekends back then, like the WCW Saturday Night.
Yeah, Thunder too. Like it felt like
Yeah,
it
Thunder.
definitely felt longer. Because when it's like 5 years, like there's no fucking way.
It felt
5
like it
years?
was at least 8 years of TV time, but that's what it was, and here we are.
It's always in the vein of they fucked up in 5 years.
I know, because they were on top. Like, they were on top.
Was it
They
83
had-
weeks?
Yeah. 83 weeks. And it's... they should have pushed themselves as soon as WWF started to push themselves into a better program, they needed to step up too, and they didn't. They figured, we still got this, and look at that.
Egos. That's all you can say. Egos.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. And we know who.
We know the guilty party.
Yep.
Next up, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take it. March 27th, 2015, Jay Briscoe retained the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title against Samoa Joe in the main event of ROH Supercard of Honor 9 in Redwood City, California. This was notably the last ROH appearance for Samoa Joe, the man who held the ROH World title for an astonishing and record-breaking 645 days.
This was definitely one of those last dream matches that could have happened for Ring of Honor.
Absolutely.
Because it was one of the, because I remember the time, because he left TNA, he went to Ring of Honor, he said he's going for the world title, and he does this, and then immediately after, just because this is around WrestleMania 31, and then he goes to NXT and confronts Kevin Owens.
Right.
And then I will say this for Samoa Joe, I do think his WWE run was wasted.
Absolutely.
Like, the injury bug was like a fucking bitch to him.
It was wasted, and it was like way too late.
Right.
You know, he's one of those guys, kind of like AJ Styles, where it's like, what took them so long to sign him?
I mean, and right now they're still doing good with AJ.
Thank God for that.
Right.
Thank God for that.
He's one of the TNA originals that broke through the mold and pretty much cemented himself as a WWE guy. Because I think, think about it now, AJ's been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Close to 10.
Yeah, he's getting there, you know? And with Joe, it's like, God, there was so much potential there. And like you said, the injury bug really got him. Thank God that he was able to get past that in his current part of his career where he's been rocking it in AEW.
Can you imagine him in WWE right now in the Bloodline story?
I know. Even though he's not really Bloodline, but he could be in there too somehow.
I mean, listen.
Opposing them maybe, like, yeah, whatever. You aren't the only Samoan families in wrestling.
I mean, listen. If there was a chance for me to see Jacob Fatu versus Samoa Joe,
I know, man. God.
Because the thing is, like, Joe, like, physically, you definitely see, like, he was deteriorating, but verbally, he was a fucking menace.
But it's like, we could have actually still seen that in the indie scene if Joe was working indie dates outside of AEW. We could have probably seen it. If he would have done MLW or something, where we will see Jacob.
I mean, House of Glory too.
Or House of Glory,
because that seems to be the one AEW indie they let everybody work.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They must have a little secret deal we don't know about.
Because remember, initially it was like the talent can still work the indies, but it can't be like televised or that's overseas stuff. Right.
But we could have seen it. We could have seen it at some point, but it just never came to fruition, and that breaks my heart.
I know everybody's having a field day with Joe with his voiceover career, which is crazy to see because like his whole character model is in like one of those Yakuza games. And he's like a mob boss. It fits him so perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the dude could talk his ass off. He's got a hell of a speaking voice and presentation, so this is a great thing for him to fall back on once his body says no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say, on this collision where he goes to hook, he was like, why'd you come Max Caster? He goes, because it was fun. He goes, hold on.
That was great.
The choke. So you're right. It's fun.
That was great. I love that.
Give them the trios belt, damn it.
Yeah, they deserve it.
Next up. On April 28th, 2000, at a SmackDown taping in San Antonio, Texas, Stephanie McMahon became the WWF Women's Champion after defeating Jacqueline.
See, there's a perfect example of what we were talking about.
Nepotism.
Nepo baby. But not just that, like, one more thing. Jacqueline was like, she was such a star. She was so awesome in the ring. She had a beautiful look. She should have been taken more seriously. And they gave her the belt. And then they put on Stephanie.
If I remember correct, I know there was shenanigans involved. I know like Tori back in the, like, I think Tori
Yeah,
helped
it,
her.
it was just it just would
Like,
kill me.
it wasn't like straight up. Like if anybody's wondering,
Of
like,
course, I mean we didn't expect it to be a straight up win for Stephanie, but it just
right,
would kill me to see Stephanie parading around with the belt over her shoulder.
right. Because I think the thing was too is that she wins the belt. She won the belt here in April. She doesn't lose it till August.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like we were saying earlier, we got to give Stephanie credit for putting her body through it. She did have her matches. She did have her physical moments. I'll always give her credit for that.
Right.
But that was unnecessary.
Right.
You know, like keep her just as I don't even know. It would just irk me to see that.
It'd be like one of those things like today. If Stephanie was like if you put this Stephanie against like a Rhea and she beat Rhea clean, you'd be like really?
Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You
Right.
gotta be kidding me.
Like Rhea's the face of the women's division, and you're beating her on television just for
And
what,
you're
to put the daughter over.
and winning the belt off of her. Oh,
You know what's gonna be interesting too in a few years is when like her kids grow up and want to become wrestlers, and just like
right.
the fact that like their grandfather's not in charge, so
Yeah,
pretty much it's gonna be like starting at the bottom for them, right?
I would hope. I mean, I would hope. Who knows? I mean,
Their dad is technically in charge,
and they have all daughters, right? Just a bunch of daughters. Like
right?
3?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if they want to get into the business, it would be nice to see them, you know.
the Triple H's.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, next up.
Okay, March 29, 1979. Ooh. The Worldwide Wrestling Federation officially rebrands as the World Wrestling Federation. Okay.
Easy, Brandon.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we're reading these, for me, it's like the WWF. Like
Yeah.
It's an extra W that didn't need to be there.
It does feel weird when you say WWW. It's almost like you're stuttering, right?
Right. I will ask you, when they switched to WWE, how long did it take you until to say the E?
Oh God, I can't even remember, but I hated it.
Because it was like nothing, right? I don't think they really made a big thing out of it. 2002.
Yeah. I mean, they had their, they did the little promotional videos, like get the F out, stuff like that. But it just felt like, come on, Panda Bear, why are you doing this to WWE, WWF?
But you know what was crazy about it too is that it was like Vince like relented easily. Like, he was like, "Oh, I'm not fighting this. So fuck it. We'll switch it to E," because I think it feels like he wanted to get the entertainment thing in there as well.
Yeah, he was probably already having it in the works, or wanted to emphasize on that whole sports entertainment side of wrestling. And he probably said, well, you know what? This is perfect. We could just change it to WWE and they can keep the name. We don't give a fuck.
Because wasn't it a stock thing too? If you put stock into it or bought stock, it was like World Wrestling Entertainment or Federation Entertainment.
Something like that, yeah.
That's what it was classified.
So they just dropped the F and, and WWF World Wildlife Fund. I mean, they really did go after them. Right. I remember I was like, damn, they really are not playing.
Right.
But it was what it was. I don't know if you ever seen like the T-shirt that has the
get the F out.
No, it's the WWF, the World Wildlife Fund promo, but it's two panda bears wrestling.
Right. I mean, I've seen T-shirts where it has the WWF logo, but it's a panda.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Yeah. It's safe to say Vince McMahon's job to a panda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next up on the... Yeah, you want to do the same thing?
That little blurb there.
Yeah.
So on March 29th, 2021, on Monday Night Raw, The Miz and John Morrison released their new single, Hey, Hey, Hop, Hop, What the Hell?
This was when they feud for Bad Bunny.
Hi.
Because get it? Hop,
yes.
Hop. He's a bunny.
I remember that now, yes. I think I tried to, block that out of my memory.
This was definitely one of those... Well, this is after a pandemic, or this was still in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Where certain people weren't around, and a lot of people stepped up. I mean, Miz Morrison.
Yeah, there was a lot
that stepped up.
Yeah, that was like with Bunny, Priest, and they were having a feud. He was having a feud with the Miz and Morrison as well at the time, right?
Right. That's how your man got his main roster run.
And they had that weird zombie match.
Oh yeah, and that was the one time Miz actually hurts himself for real.
Right.
Tears his ACL.
Yikes.
And a fucking zombie.
I guess they had to figure some ways to keep things entertaining without fans in the audience. That was so weird.
What?
But that was based off like a movie Batista was doing too, right?
Yeah, it was
He did right? Yeah.
It's promotional tactics.
Yeah.
It's the business.
All right.
Next up, April 30th, 1998, on WCW Monday Night Show, Chris Jericho defeated Marty Jannetty. What a fucking match. Before running through his iconic Man of 1004 Holds promo. Okay, so as much as shit Jericho gets these days, I mean, back then, well, even a few years ago, this man, genius.
Listen, I hate that he gets so much flack now.
Right.
Because he's an icon in wrestling, and I get why he gets the flack. You know, I want
to talk about his professional career. Let's not talk about his politics life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I guess we can't expect anything different. I don't know.
But I mean, also too, like we're talking about this, like why did he have a Man of 1004 Holds? Because he was feuding with Dean Malenko, who was the man who was the.
I love that. That shit was hilarious. I go, yeah, I got you. I beat you.
just a smarmy little heel, be like, I have 4 moves, but more than you.
With his little list, he's always had a list.
That's another thing too, where like he's always had a fascination for lists.
Can he bring that? I think that would be hilarious if he brings a list back somehow. I don't know.
I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I don't know what he'd make a list about, but I mean, this list was funny because when he
kind of learning tree.
Because like when he takes the paper, it just unfolds. It's just long ass.
It's just a freaking roll.
He just
unfurls through the ring down to the apron.
Hold 1, arm bar. Hold 2. Like, and then like he famously when they go to commercial,
yes,
your sports team sucks, and then to get people to boo, and then when they come back, arm bar.
He's like up to like 15 or something. That shit was hilarious. But I do not remember him wrestling Marty Jannetty. I don't even remember Marty Jannetty even being in WCW.
If you would have asked me who did Jericho wrestle after his promo, I wouldn't have guessed Marty.
God, Marty Jannetty, that dude is a weirdo and a half, man.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Side of the Ring episode on that one.
It told you a lot. I mean, I had my encounter with him, and it was like, gross.
I think
he grossed me out.
Is he getting his leg amputated?
I think so.
I think I got up to his knee, right? Because he's been having knee problems for years.
Yeah, and he's probably diabetic and probably drinks like a freaking maniac. And
Party Marty.
He's gross.
I don't want to be morbid, but I've been seeing a lot of people in the news getting like amputated. I mean, I saw LeVar Ball got his leg amputated.
Who?
LeVar Ball.
LeVar
Ball.
Who's that?
Lonzo Ball's kid or father. The one on ESPN that like feuded with Steve A. Smith.
Damn, man, what the hell's going on with everybody?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
They're not taking care of themselves. That's what it is. Yeah.
Next up, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to be morbid, but it was like seeing a thing like LeVar Ball like by his knee, like his foot got cut off.
Ay.
Where had to be amputated.
Ay.
I mean, like you said, people need to start taking care of themselves.
Yeah, I mean that also happened with what's his face, the wrestler that died a few years ago. Why am I blanking on his name? Embassy.
Oh, Jimmy Rave.
He had his arms and legs amputated when he got the MRSA.
Yeah, that was horrible.
So heartbreaking.
To get back onto the wrestling thing. Also this week, April 30th, 2015, AJ Lee wrestled her last wrestling match to date when she teamed up with Paige and Naomi on Raw from San Jose, California to defeat Brie and Nikki Bella along with Natalya. Where on the same show, AJ Neville Pac made his WWE main roster debut with a win over Curtis Axel.
You know, I missed AJ Lee's entire career.
It was definitely short.
Very short. I missed it. I've to this day I've never seen a full match of hers. I've only seen little clips.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. You know, and I know that in that short time she made a massive impact.
I think that's also one thing we need to also think about too for women's wrestling is when they reach like back then when they reach like if you were a champion for like a certain length of time, it was pretty much like that's it. I could go off into the sunset and be happy, have a family now because not a lot of
Right,
women
honey.
stayed around till like
Right.
35.
No, you're right. A lot of them decide to become parents, become mothers, or they decide to pursue acting careers or modeling careers or whatever the case may be. And you know, a woman's life is a lot more. Not that men don't have busy lives, but it's just we are expected to do more, I guess.
Right.
And the standard of becoming a mother is still, unfortunately, something that.
Well, damn it! Do you want me to carry the baby?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that a lot of women still feel pressure to become a mom, like, you know.
Right.
And unfortunately, mom career, especially a career where it's very physical. I mean, you see when these women take time off, they take 2-3 years sometimes off.
Right.
And are they able to come back seamlessly or not? You know?
Right.
Or at all.
I mean, the most recent was Carmella. She had her kid and she's not back.
She won't be back.
Right. I mean, her contract expired, but it's like
Her
that's one of those
contract
cases where it's like she went off into the sunset and she's never coming back.
No. And I mean, also she still had the physical side, the side effects from her labor that affected her foot, right? Her leg, like a nerve damage that she suffered. Yeah, that's tough.
Wow.
You know, it's a very grueling thing for a woman to go through. I mean, listen. Obviously, AJ didn't have kids. They haven't had kids.
Right.
I don't know if they ever plan to, but
can you imagine a little Phil Brooks running around?
Please. Spare me.
I have to once an episode. We just need to bring up a CM Punk name just to see your just go. Oh, fuck.
Ugh. He'd probably be like Elon Musk's kid.
But you know what the sad thing is? Is like if you ever run into this kid in public, all right, you could be like, your father was an asshole. I mean, like the kid could
He was a jerk when I met him.
like the most like prim, proper little boy or girl.
Like the sweetest little thing ever.
And you just could be like, your dad was an asshole.
Thank God you're nothing like your father. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Can you imagine, like, we know how CM Punk is, like, how he is with friendships. Like, imagine he's like, you know what? Go away. Yeah, I'm not your father anymore. It's like, God forbid.
Where's Larry?
Can I already say one nice thing about CM Punk?
He's a Bret Hart fan.
There we go.
Yes. And he's pro-Palestinian. Pro-Palestine. I'll give him that.
There you go.
That's it.
He was in the news recently. He said, like, the Beatles are overrated.
Oh, see?
But,
how dare he? The Beatles are iconic.
Claps. But, so wait, you weren't watching around this time, right? In 2015?
I was slowly getting back in.
Did you see Neville or AJ Neville as he was before it became the Bastard Pack again?
No, I did not.
Because around this time, this is when I was supposed to say Mr. McMahon, like Mr. McMahon, look at Vince McMahon wanted him to put a mask on him and call him Mighty Mouse.
Oh God, that's horrible.
Because just because of the fucking ear thing, like Vince has a thing with cosmetically, like he sees this, he's like.
Vince, does Vince not own a mirror? The man thinks he's like Brad Pitt or something. What the fuck? Vince was not a good-looking dude ever in his life. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like
He's a fucking hick.
Can you stop like making people feel awful about their physical looks? Yeah, okay, he's got big ears. So what? Who cares? He's a phenomenal wrestler. I don't give a damn about them ears.
He used to make fun. He used to have people make fun of Swagger and Cody for the lisp too.
God, that's just, you don't do that. They have no control over that.
That just shows you like he's just a grown bully.
And now look at Cody.
It was funny too. He brought it up today on the promo. He's like, oh, John, you want to make fun of me because I have a lisp,
right?
Yeah, he wanted Pac to work. when Pac debuted on Ring Rust, he had this big giant cape.
Oh Lord, poor Pac. He must have been like, "Why am I here?"
And then he gets told to job to Enzo Amore a few times, and he just quits the company.
Do you blame him?
But the thing was, I think me and Jay were very high on him around that time too,
I'm
because
sure.
like when he turned heel, like he was the king of the cruiserweights. He was and then when he leaves, he becomes this. He thought he looked like Mighty Mouse. Yeah, he looked like Mighty Mouse, and then
That's
he
so
went to
rude.
he wanted him to be like a superhero. Then put a mask over him,
So,
over his face.
but be like a hurricane style kind of.
Yeah, because definitely, if you look at him, like his body is insane looking. Where
Dude's got a phenomenal body.
right.
I mean, he may not be the best looking guy, but
It
I
just
don't give a damn.
it just sucks. Unfortunately, the name AJ Neville is in the what if pile.
Yeah, I know, and it's sad when fans like you said, you and Jay were high on him because you recognize his talent. But when you see guys like that you have so many high hopes for get demeaned basically by their own boss to the point where they quit the company, like it just it's. But it's great to see that he was able to find a place to settle and he's killing it.
Right. Despite the act that he's currently doing, he's still doing the best work.
But he's still a serious contender. He's a serious wrestler. They don't, like everything he does is what he should be. Serious.
Yeah. This week in wrestling history, April 31st, 2008. Oh, this is a sad
You said
one.
April? March.
Yeah.
March.
Oh, March. My bad. Yeah. March 31st, 2008. On WWE Raw from Orlando, the night after WrestleMania 24, Ric Flair delivered his final farewell address after losing to Shawn Michaels in a singles match to close the kayfabe win or retire storyline placed on Flair by Vince McMahon. The night after Survivor Series the year before, this was rare moment on WWE programming where heels and babyfaces broke character and came out to the ring together. I'll have a note about that, but the most notable and poignant non-verbal tributes were made off-air by The Undertaker and Vince McMahon. I will point out that when the roster's coming out, like you have like Randy Orton walking with like the WWE champion, the heel Edge just walking down with Kane, like they said heels and baby faces. Mm-hmm. One person stayed in gimmick. Fucking Luke Gallows as Festus. It was the
Festus character, man.
Standing in the corner as everybody's clapping.
Hey, listen. I guess it would have came off weird if he wasn't standing there zoned out,
Ring the bell, fucking yeah. Because that was his gimmick, is that he doesn't do anything until the bell rings.
I remember that. Like it's so funny that I never would have guessed that it was Luke Gallows.
Right.
And you see Luke Gallows now, like what? that bugged me out.
Right. It's like that thing like years ago when Daniel Bryan had his retirement on Raw, and like Titus in there wanted like Stephanie to walk in front, and he pulled Vince McMahon aside, and Vince like, "Don't fucking touch me." Like they're about to start fighting on TV. It's like one of those weird things. But it's like, right? But I mean, they said it. It was when the Undertaker came out after the show went off the air.
Yeah.
Very, very eerie kind of moment too. When it's like the Undertaker gimmick. He's not coming out as Mark Calloway. He's coming out as the Undertaker with the hat, with the coat, with the gloves. Takes his coat off, takes the hat off, and he does the whole pose to Ric Flair. Ric Flair standing there crying with thunder, lightning going off. It's like, are you the Lord of Darkness, Ric Flair?
Like you're the true Lord of Darkness.
But it was Undertaker's way of paying his respect.
I love that, actually.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's cool doing it like that,
And yeah, I mean, only Ric Flair had to ruin it a couple years later by going to TNA and wrestling. Like remember you was retired?
That man will never retire. He still wants to get back in the ring. It's like, dude, no, please, no. We do not want to watch you die in the ring, please. Like that's like the worst thing that could ever happen to any wrestler is to see them have that happen to them in the ring for not just them but for the fans. Like, come on, we've seen this. It's horrible.
We mentioned his name at the beginning of the show. Fortunately,
Right.
that's still died in the ring. Like, could somebody, unfortunately, show Ric Flair that? Like, it's possible it can happen to you.
Like Owen Hart.
Or it did happen to you.
Yeah, like you did die for like 10 seconds or whatever. Oh my God, like, dude, like that. Just please, like, just retire. Grow up. Enjoy your golden years.
Can't wait to see him for WrestleMania 41. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Oh God.
And
challenge John Cena.
Oh my God!
I know.
I mean, remember everybody's like sitting in the three. It's like because like the Rock's doing the 3 fingers. Like, where's Ric Flair's the third man?
Oh yeah, no. Oh my God! Please no, please no.
The Rock, John Cena, Ric Flair.
Oh God. Only if he's gonna be like at the ringside and not in the ring. Like he did when he did supposed to do the whole thing with Sting in AEW, you know.
If John Cena does win the Mania and he breaks the world title overhand, just beat him Ric Flair for fun.
Toss him around. Oh God.
But don't focus on it. Just like let it be a thing that just happens. Like that's WrestleMania 41. Thank you. As we go off the air and just John Cena's like throwing him just around the ring. Beat that old man's ass.
Oh God.
And lastly, but not least, Ari.
Okay, on March 31st, 2021, AEW Dynamite was main evented by an Arcade Anarchy match where Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy defeated Kip Sabian and Miro. The contest also featured the returns of Chris Statlander and Trent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you remember the spots?
No.
They had Chris Statlander pop on from the fuck is it called? The Crane Game.
Oh yeah.
Where I think it was like the night before was like trying to get like a weapon in there, and then all of a sudden Chris Statlander pops up in the thing.
God. Hilarious.
And then of course Trent makes his return with his mom driving the van.
Well, yes, Sue. She's so cute though.
It was so funny because like you know how Scarborough like it's like he knows everything before the fans do.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, it's Sue, and I'm like, who?
Who's Sue?
Who's Sue?
Now everyone knows Sue.
Right.
It's cute though. And I went to an AEW show, Dynamite taping at in UBS, and I'm like, is Sue gonna come out tonight? And she drove out in her little station wagon.
So that is it for this episode in History and Headlocks. Just want to say thank you again to the BMF goddess for appearing on the show.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
awesome.
she's only here for a little bit, but maybe next time she'll stay
Yeah,
a
we
little
could have
longer.
her. She was awesome. I like debating wrestling with another woman. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't get to do that too often. That was fun.
I was about to say cat fight.
Meow.
But but yes. So that is another episode in the books. We do have an interview lined up.
Yes.
We do. Just unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, this person had to reschedule on us, but we have him this week.
I hope so.
So by the time this episode comes out, there will be an interview coming out afterwards with said person.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed that this could work.
Let me look at the calendar right now because we are getting close to WrestleMania time, where we're definitely probably gonna do a WrestleMania themed episode.
Awesome.
Talking about the event.
Yes.
The granddaddy of them all, and also too, if you're watching this video, and we are definitely doing a viewing party where New York Wrestling Media and Ring Fanatics present a viewing party for WrestleMania Night 1 on Saturday.
Yeah.
If you want information about it, go to the Ring Fanatics Instagram page and also the Typical Tabloid page, where we'll give you an RSVP if you want to attend said event. But
yes,
that's all on you. Information on night 2 we'll give out if we. I think we'll let everybody know if there is going to be a viewing party for night 2. But so far for night 1, there is one. So if you want to RSVP,
Yes.
contact the Ring Fanatics and they'll give you a link.
Yes, and it should be fun, guys. Come out. Come out. Good food, good drinks, good atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Always fun.
And come out for game. We're gonna be doing
Games,
trivia
giveaways.
like we know how to do. And if you come out, you might win a
bingo.
prize.
Yeah.
Bingo. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the bingo. I never get to play the bingo with you guys. I always miss out on it.
I'm always the one that has to be the moderator for it, and I don't know even the damn categories or what's the options for it. But
we should get that drinking card game that's been like, you know, the wrestling drinking card game. That would be, yeah, actually maybe not.
maybe
not.
We'll think about that. But like the screen says, like, share, and subscribe. Tap the bell for notifications on all episodes, like coming from us, the announcement table, and all other shows on this platform, on YouTube, and this channel. Until then, take care, guys.
Sit, turn, type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.